I was kindly tagged in this tag to do a top 4 films, horror films that I would program for a horror movie all-nighter. It was a pretty difficult kind of thing to work out what to put in, because I didn't want to be the guy who chooses the obvious stuff. So like Night of the Living Dead or Dawn of the Dead, or like The Thing, American Werewolf in London, Halloween, Friday the 13th. I didn't want to be that guy because someone's bound to put those in somewhere. But I was kindly tagged by Marcus, who's Xfile2708. So thanks, Marcus. Cheers for that. So this is my sort of response tag. I will try and tag people at the end. I'm to be honest with you, I'm not big in the sort of community when it comes to Blu-ray, physical media YouTubers. So I'm not really associated with a lot of people. So yeah, I'll have a think, and I'll see if I can think of anyone that I can tag in this video. If not, unfortunately, this might have to end with me here. Like I said, I'm not massively active in the physical media, well, the UK physical media community, and it's literally down to I just make videos because I enjoy doing them and stuff. But so yeah, cheers Marcus for tagging me in this. This was really difficult to work out what I wanted to choose, because like I said, I didn't want to be the obvious one and choose the obvious movies like Halloween and stuff, even though I have those movies. But I thought of, like, because I've programmed a mini film festival in the past, and one of these films that I was contemplating whether or not to add, we did actually program as one of the films. That film, and I'm not going to actually add it to this these 4. The film that I chose, or that we programmed, is Trick or Treat, also known as Ragman. This is the German Blu-ray. This was directed by the actor Charles Martin Smith, who has been in multiple things, from Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and what else was he in? He was in something else not so long ago. But I think he's in American Graffiti as well. But you'd recognise him, and this is a very cool rock and roll, heavy metal, 80s horror movie. Yeah. So this is one of the ones that we programmed. We also programmed Streets of Fire, the Walter Hill movie, and Brian De Palma's Phantom of the Paradise, which was really cool. We did that years ago. But even though like that is specifically a Halloween-y movie, it doesn't have like Ozzy Osbourne is in it as well. I think Alice Cooper's in it, and it's got like full-on dark metal, heavy metal. But I decided not to go with those. I've decided to do this in a sort of atmospheric sort of way, I guess. So first off, and I have chosen Dawn of the Dead. I have not chosen Romero's Dawn of the Dead. I've chosen Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. Why did I choose Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead? This is the unrated director's cut of the 2004 remake of Romero's 1978 classic, and my all-time favourite horror movie. The reason I chose this is because whereas Romero's is sort of it is like a zombie. It's slow, and it shuffles along at a pace to get to its final location. So a zombie would shuffle to eat its flesh, or eat the flesh of who it's going after, whereas the movie is sort of like that. It has this very slow pace to it, but it's still phenomenal. The reason I chose this one to kick off my movie all-nighter is because this film is like an adrenaline shot through the face. It starts off with a punch to the face, and it does not let up for, how long is it? I'm trying to find the run time. Take my glasses off because I'm blinded by it. It does not let up for an hour and 50 minutes. This film is superbly paced. And it stars Sarah Polley, Ving Rhames, Jake Weber, and Mackay Pfeiffer. There are also other recognisable faces in this, like Matt Frewer, who was Max Headroom, and he's in a lot of stuff. He played Job in the Lawnmower Man 2. He's just, you know who Matt Frewer is. It also has Lindy Booth in it, and the guy from Modern Family. I can't remember his name. What is his name? Can't remember. Music by Tyler Bates. Like I said, it's directed by Zack Snyder. But the cool thing about this is this is written by James Gunn, who, if you are unaware of who James Gunn is, shame on you. James Gunn is a writer-director who started off making movies for Troma, which is the very, very super low-budget New York-based exploitation film studio, founded by Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Hertz. He started off there. He wrote a film called Tromeo and Juliet, and then he started to do a few more sort of non-Troma movies. Like there was one called The Specials, which was a superhero parody. Then he did, I think it's Slither, which is a great movie. Then Super, which again is another sort of parody on superhero conventions. It's got Rainn Wilson and Elliot Page, who was then Ellen Page. Apologies to Ellen Page, or Elliot Page, sorry. And Kevin Bacon. And obviously then, after Super, he went on and did the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. And now, Suicide Squad, the sequel is sort of sequel. I guess it's a sequel, or is it a reboot? Because David Ayer's version wasn't as good. But James Gunn wrote Dawn of the Dead. This film is so good. It's visceral. It's super fast-paced. It's very well shot. It's very well edited. And it's very, very good. And I really like it. I think this is Zack Snyder's best movie. And it's also his debut movie as well. So that is the first film in the lineup. So the opening movie is Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. So then we're going to slow things down with a film that I purchased this on a whim. It was I saw the cover, I read the back, and I saw that it had a specific actor in it. I was like, he's usually pretty good in everything I've seen him in. He's a Canadian actor by the name of Stephen McHattie. He was in History of Violence. He's one of the hitmen at the beginning of History of Violence, who goes to the diner and they try to kill Viggo Mortensen's character, Joey. But this film is directed by Bruce McDonald, and it's based on a novel, or stage play, I think it is, by Tony Burgess. It's called Ponty Pool. Now, this is a very, very clever film. This is a zombie movie where the virus is spread via the English language. It's predominantly set in a snowbound radio station in Canada. And it's in a place called Ponty Pool in Ontario, Canada. Now, there is a place in the UK called Ponty Pool as well. And it's just a very good movie. It's got very creepy moments in it, and for the majority of the film, it's only 3 people on set. There's Stephen McHattie and his producer and I guess she's like a production assistant or something, and it's very clever. It's very clever. The fact that a zombie virus can spread not by a bite or by an airborne toxin or something, but via the English language itself, like certain words would cause a person to have a change in their demeanor and their composure to turn violent and stuff. It's just a very cool film. It's only was it 97 minutes long. The Bruce McDonald was going to do a sequel to this, but it never got round to it. And if you've never seen this film, I highly recommend it. Phenomenal film, and just one that really flew under the radar. And yeah, just for the performance of Stephen McCarthy, he's incredible in this. But yeah, Ponty Pool is the number 2 film. It's the slower down one. It can chill you the fuck out. Then we're gonna go hardcore gore fest. This is like one of the grimmest films you will ever see. And I'm talking, this was banned in something like 27 different countries. I can't remember now how many. It is a Italian movie directed by Ruggiero Deodato, and it is Cannibal Holocaust. This is the Ultimate Edition, haute definition. This is the French release. I think this is uncut. I'm not 100% sure. I do have an uncut version of the film, but this is the uncut version, as far as I am aware, of Deodato's Cannibal Holocaust. This film is way ahead of its time in how it is made. There are films that have taken inspiration from Cannibal Holocaust, not just stuff like Green Inferno, Eli Roth's awful cannibal movie, which was sort of a homage to stuff like Cannibal Holocaust and Cannibal Ferox and Cannibal Apocalypse and stuff like that, these type of movies. But Cannibal Holocaust is, Jesus Christ, this film is, it's grim, it's horrendously violent, but it's so brilliantly well made. The first half of the film is sort of like a found footage film. Bear in mind, this is like 1981 this came out. So it's like a found footage movie. Before found footage films were actually like a thing. Because I guess when you really think about it, Blair Witch Project was the first proper found footage movie. And that came out in, 1997, I think it was. But 1997, 1981. So like 16 years previously, this film came out. And yeah, but there's a lot of things to admire about this film. How it's shot, like some of the cinematography on this is really, really good. The acting is really, really good by the cast of people who play the camera crew at the start of the movie. And then you've got Robert Kerman, who was a well-known Italian male porn star. There's, apart from Flappy Willy, there's no actual like porn in this movie at all. This film is, sorry, corn. You're not allowed to say porn on YouTube. I don't care. But yeah, I mean, all the performances are really good. If you can stomach really grim, violent horror movies that tend to like verge on the realistic side, then you need to see Cannibal Holocaust. I think any horror movie fan sort of owes it to himself to watch Cannibal Holocaust. The only reason I have this film, out of all the cannibal movies, apart from maybe Cannibal Apocalypse, where I actually quite like that film, it's got John Saxon in it as well, which is, anything with John Saxon is usually pretty good. Out of the big, controversial cannibal movies, I'd say Cannibal Holocaust, sort of, it's the king of the hill, and I admire the beauty of how it was made. I also love the score by Riz Ortolani. He just elevates the film from a sort of cesspit of exploitative like horror and gore to like, wow, with an incredibly beautiful score, which doesn't fit. I mean, if you watch the opening scenes of the helicopter shot going over the Amazon rainforest, and there are you can see the beauty of like the green trees and the river and everything. It's like a really, really gorgeous shot of this like marvel in the world, the Amazon rainforest, set to this beautiful score by Riz Ortolani. Only that fact that that some of the grimmest, most fucked up shit is going to happen within the next 90 minutes. Yeah, so Cannibal Holocaust is after the chill out, sort of relax yourself of Ponty Pool. So let's go with the where we've got to. So with the first three, so we kick off with the adrenaline fueled, get you pumped up Dawn of the Dead remake from Zack Snyder. Then we chill you out with a really cool, really clever zombie film, sort of independent zombie film from Canada starring Stephen McHattie with Ponty Pool. And then we bring you down to just fucking horrible levels of scum and villainy. That is a Star Wars reference, by the way, with Cannibal Holocaust. So the only way we can really top off those three movies is with something that's a lot of fun. And because it is a lot of fun, I have to choose Peter Jackson's Brain Dead. Brain Dead is one of those type of films where when you first see it, you're like, that was fucking mental. Absolute bonkers. And then you realise this film and the film he made previous to this, which was Bad Taste, were all made by the same man who made the 3 Lord of the Rings movies and King Kong and The Lovely Bones and the 3 Hobbit movies. Less said about the Hobbit movies, the better. But fucking hell, Brain Dead is so much fun. It's just a silly movie, and there is so much unbelievable gore in this film that it takes it from being violence to comical. So there's a point in the film where the blood and like the viscera and the blah, 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 all that like horrible shit that you normally find in a horror film goes from being scary and vile to being comical and over the top. So you've got, if you really think about it, the way I would explain it is like, you've got the Saw movies, or you've got, say, something like Nightmare on Elm Street, or the Friday the 13th movies, or Halloween, or something like that, that have violent, not specifically the John Carpenter Halloween movies, but the ones that followed, or even like Halloween Kills, which is an exceptionally violent slasher movie. Ones that are just gory, but they have the violence has a purpose. So that is like the sort of, I don't know, Jacques Tati, Akira Kurosawa of like horror movie cinema. But Brain Dead is the Monty Python of horror cinema. This film, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's got zombie baby in it. It's got zombie rats. Is it zombie rats? No, zombie monkeys. It's got a vicar that kicks ass for the Lord. He goes, I kick ass for the Lord. And it's just a lot of fun. And I think it's a great film to like end a all-nighter on from, say, 11 o'clock till 7 o'clock in the morning. We've had the adrenaline fuel punch to the gut of the Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. We've had the chill out, relax, enjoy a clever horror film with Ponty Pool, take you down to the depressed levels of like just just where you don't want to be with Cannibal Holocaust, and then we bring you right back up with Peter Jackson Brain Dead. Just great. Absolute greatness. And so those would be the 4 films. So these 4 movies would be my my horror movie all-nighter. But as most of these are an hour and a half each, around about an hour and a half each, it works out about 6 hours. So, is it 6 hours? Yeah, it works out about just over 6 hours, 7 hours. So we got 11 till 12, 12 till 1, 1 till 2, 2 till 3, 3 till 4, 4 till 5, 5 till 6, 6 till 7. So 7 o'clock in the morning, we have 1 hour left. So what do we do for the 1 hour? We could sit around in the cinema and talk about the movies we saw. Or, between the first 2 films and the last 2 films, we could have a short. We could have a short. And I think the perfect short to put on a a Halloween horror movie all-nighter, to split up and to just make the night feel better, I think the perfect short would be John Carpenter's cigarette burns from the first series of the TV show Masters of Horror. It's an incredible short. I watch it every Halloween. It stars Norman Reedus, and it's about a lost film. And it's incredible. And it's a shame that it's only an hour long. It would have been great if it was extended as a full feature film, and that could have been Carpenter's last proper cinematic release instead of The Ward, which is shit. No offense to Carpenter, but the film is terrible. But there we go. Yeah, so that is my 4 choices for a horror movie all-nighter. Like I said, I didn't want to be the guy who chooses the obvious ones, like the original Dawn of the Dead, or Night of the Living Dead, or Halloween, Friday the 13th, and just The Thing. Like, I contemplated selecting The Blob, not the original Steve McQueen one, but the Chuck Russell version from 1988. There was some Stephen King things that I was like thinking of maybe adding, like The Shining, or something like Christine and stuff. There was other. I was going to choose The Fog, but then I thought other people are going to choose stuff like The Fog, so it's pointless. But then I thought about, maybe The Crow. The Crow is such a great gothic movie, and it's set on Burns Night, which is essentially Halloween as well, I guess. Is it Burns Night? Something like that. No, that's Scotland, isn't it? I can't remember what it's called anymore. And it's a Halloween-y movie, and it's gothic, and it's dark, and it's violent. But then I just decided on these. I could have chosen also Dog Soldiers, but again, I think a lot of people would probably say, we need a werewolf movie. But we can't put American Werewolf in London or American Werewolf in Paris in. I don't know why you would want to put American Werewolf in Paris in anyway. It's fucking awful. So yeah, so those are my choices. Marcus, I am very, very sorry, but I don't really know anyone else to tag in this, but I thank you very, very much for tagging me in this video. I actually had quite a bit of fun doing this. This is a longer video than the last video, 20 something minutes. I will be doing a rather hefty what the fuck did I buy soon, because I'm going to try not to show all of these. But here are a few of the films that have recently arrived, plus a couple more that I picked up today. So yeah, that's me. That's my 4 movies. Thank you all for watching the video, and hope you have a fantastic spooky October and Halloween. And I will see you in the next video. So as per usual, I'm gonna throw up the peace sign. I'm gonna give you a salute. And I'm going to tell you, I'm out. Cheers, everyone. Have a good one.